Broadcasting live from Houston, Texas, and around the world. TV host, best-selling author, and radio personality Brad Gilmore brings you a collection of conversations with stars from movies, television, comedy, music, and more. This is The Collection. Now your host, the boat, Brad Gilmore.
And she joins me right now. This is the host of the 9th Annual Reality Television Awards that goes down November the 17th on Out TV, monstersandcritic.com. And of course, in the metaverse, Real Mood TV. You can catch it at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 Eastern time. This woman is Hollywood royalty. She's been in the biggest blockbusters of all time, a household name. Welcome to the show, the incomparable Vivica A. Fox.
Wowzer, what a wonderful introduction. Thank you, Brad.
Well, thank you for joining the show. First off, look, we're going to talk about the Reality Television Awards. I'm excited to talk about this to you because I love reality TV, probably more than I should admit. However, how does it feel to own the name Vivica? And what I mean by that is whenever anyone says that name, you immediately have to say A. Fox after it. You know, you've entered to the Cher conversation or the Madonna conversation. You own Vivica. How does that feel?
Gosh, it means that all of the hard work that I've done over the years has paid off. I have a good friend of mine by the name of Eva Marcel. She's like, girl, you're like a whole sentence. Vivica A. Fox, okay?
And he joins me now to talk the brand new Netflix comedy special, Stadium Fluffy, perhaps the greatest title in the history of titles. Gabriel Iglesias joins us this morning on the show. Gabriel, how you doing? Congratulations on the new special.
I am fantastic. Thank you. Yeah, I know, right? 2 words.
2 words, but it says so much in those 2 words, right? Stadium Fluffy. Of course, this is the special that you did live at Dodger Stadium, man. I mean, just talk to me about that, because I know that was a historic moment for yourself, but also for so many, for you to sell out Dodger Stadium to do this special. Let me ask you this. How was the show? And then was it always the plan to film the special from Dodger Stadium?
No, actually, the original plan was to film it in San Antonio, Texas. I was in the middle of a thing where Netflix wanted a special sooner than later, and I had not performed in over a year because, you know, we were stuck at home. Mm-hmm. And so I says, well, all right, at the time when Netflix wanted this special, it wasn't really an option to perform anywhere but Florida or Texas, because those were the only 2 states that allowed live performances. So the plan was to do a show in San Antonio, and I wound up getting COVID in San Antonio. So plan B, hell of a plan B, was, hey, what do you think about this Dodger Stadium thing? And I'm like, well, if we could fill it, we should film it.
And she joins me right now to talk about the new show debuting on the CW Network tomorrow. That's Thursday, October the 6th. It's called Walker Independence. And the star joins me right now, Catherine McNamara. Catherine, how we doing? Or is it Kat? Can I call you Kat? Is that all right?
Absolutely.
How we doing, Kat?
I'm doing great. We've got a little bit of rain here in Santa Fe, so I have some time on set to chit-chat, and I'm so excited to talk to you about the show.
I know. Here we are. This is Walker Independence. Okay, me being a native Texan, of course, Walker runs through the veins of this entire state. We've loved the new rendition on the CW, but this is more of an origin story for kind of Walkers and Texas all together. Tell me a little bit about what the show exactly is for people who don't know.
Absolutely. So Walker Independence follows the story of the first Walker in Texas, Abigail Walker, which is the character that I play. You know, I thought at this point in my career, I didn't think I'd be playing someone's great-great-great-great-grandmother, but here we are. But it's such a great look at the origins of the Walker legacy in Texas, but also a peek into a new kind of Western, and hopefully what we are trying to create as a more historically accurate version of 1870s Texas than you've seen in most other instances.
And he joins me right now to talk about the new season of Leno's Garage, premiering tonight when you're listening to this, September the 7th on CNBC. The legendary host of The Tonight Show, Jay Leno, joins us. Jay, how you doing?
Hey, tell a few jokes and trying to make a living. You know, it's like 110 here in LA. It's pretty crazy. How's the weather there?
Well, we're in Houston, Texas, so this morning it starts off at 100, then it'll go down to 75, then it'll rain for about 2 hours, and then it'll be back up to 100. That's pretty much our daily routine.
I think said on the news today, he said, turn your air conditioner to 78 degrees. Okay, 78 degrees is not air conditioning. That's called heating.
You're absolutely right.
It's not, you don't put your air conditioner on 78 degrees. It just makes me laugh. But yeah, no, the show premieres tonight. We're pretty excited. We got pretty good cast of characters. We got Elon Musk. We got President Biden on the show. Kelly Clarkson. I don't know, Pitbull. Danica Patrick. I mean, all kinds of folks. Tony Hawk, Mike Rowe, Jim Jeffries is on. He's really funny. Yeah, just an interesting cross section of people. Anything that rolls, explodes, and makes noise. That's pretty much what the show is about.
Well, I love the show. I love Leno's Garage because, it has the history element to it. You get to see some awesome cars. You learn more about them. You have fun with the celebrities. I just bought a new truck not too long ago because I think it's legally required that if you live in Texas, you have to drive a truck. And
that's the law.
It's the law. It's the law. I can't do anything about it. But when I was there at the dealership, I saw that Ford Lightning, the Ford F-150 Lightning, which is the all-electric Ford. And although it was way out of my price range, the thing was incredible. And I saw in a clip, I think that you feature the Lightning on your show this season, right?
It's amazing. You could weld on that truck. It's got 240. It's got 240 on it. I mean, you can power your house for 3 days. When you guys down there in Texas had that big freeze last winter, the Ford dealers gave out Lightnings to everybody. Just take them home, plug your house in. It's one of the greatest marketing trick ever because it made diehard customers out of those people. But you could run your house for 3 days, and if there's some sort of power outage, So yeah, it's really a well thought out product. I was driving a truck the other day, and I noticed a window sticker on it said 12 miles per gallon, and I thought that's on the window sticker. That's the best you're gonna do. That's going downhill with a Japanese hunger striker driving naked, touching the gas with his big toe, and you only get 12. So the electric truck, I think, is really going to be a pretty amazing thing.
And he joins us right now to talk about the new film that you can see this Wednesday. It is Father Stu. He is the legend himself, Mr. Mark Wahlberg. Mark, how you doing this morning?
Hey, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing well. Excited to talk about Father Stu. This is a movie that kind of captured me from the trailer the first time I saw it. Let's talk about kind of how it came to be. How did you hear about this story?
I was actually having dinner with two priests, and one of them started pitching me the story of Father Stu. And when I finally realized, oh my God, it was such an amazing, inspiring story, then I committed to making the film.
Oh, okay. So you got pitched by a priest. It's not something that happens every day in Hollywood, I'm sure, but however you can get the film, right?
Very strange, but I think that sometimes that's just how it comes to you.
Brad Gilmore here talking about Psych 3. This is Gus. Premiering on Peacock here very shortly. I have one of the stars of the film joining me right now, Mr. Dule Hill. Dule, how's it going?
What's happening? All is well, man.
Hey,
glad to be back here talking about another Psych movie, Psych 3.
I wanted to ask, when you talk about Burton Guster, you've been on so many great shows, West Wing, you're doing the Wonder Years now, of course, Suits, Ballers, one of my favorite movies, Holes.
Right.
Is this the character you get stopped for the most? Is Gus like the guy that people bring up to you all the time?
Yes. Gus is by far has the biggest reach out of all my characters that I played over the years. I will say also, it doesn't have the same big reach, but Sam the Onion Man has a long reach. That always surprises me. Even just now, how you brought it up, it always surprises me that people have been attracted to that character when I filmed that movie back in 2003. But Gus, Gus has a wide variety of fans. And that's what I do love about Gus, is that there's not a specific type of person who is a fan of Gus. All kinds of people.